Okay, what will be the role of hydrogen in Moroccan energy strategy? As you know, Morocco launched a very voluntarist and ambitious strategy of renewable energy, and
Okay.
since 2010 we are seeing in Morocco a huge development of renewable energy in solar and wind, and right now we are in the starting block for a new systemic change in the energy sector, which will be I think which will be enabled by hydrogen, by the introduction of hydrogen. So on the first slide, I will just have some words about the context and very simple strategic analysis of strengths and weaknesses that we have in Morocco. And then I will talk about, share with you some ideas and some reflection about what can be the Moroccan hydrogen strategy. And what is the context of hydrogen in Morocco? We are, as I told, we launched a very dynamic low carbon large project in 2009. Hydrogen is also emerging as a major economic prospects in the world, not only in the energy sector, but in the whole economy in the world. And we have also in Morocco a proactive approach to reduce local industries' carbon footprint. What are the strategic analysis and what are our strengths in this sense, in this economy? We have a rich and competitive renewable energy resources. We have solar and wind, and we gathered through 10 years a large experience in developing renewable energy projects with Mazen, ONE, Irisen, and the other stakeholders in Morocco. So we have a really competitive renewable energy resources in Morocco, but also a know-how in developing renewable energy projects. We have also a local ammonia demand that can enable a potential starting market that can give the starting energy to this the starting push, excuse me, the starting push to this economy to be developed. And we have also a favorable geographic position near hydrogen big market, which is Europe. And we are discussing as Moroccan authorities and as Moroccan government bodies, we are discussing with some European countries, Netherlands and Europeans, to develop a cross project on hydrogen. What are the limitation or the weaknesses that we can have? We work in a high competitive markets around the world. So we have Australia that are developing hydrogen, producing hydrogen through coal and exporting it to Japan. But we have also Portugal that launched and announced a very ambitious project or program for green hydrogen. So we have competition, but we have also the dilemma when to start. When you are on the starting of a new market, you have to decide to go early or to go after 2 years or to go too late. And this is a dilemma. If you go too early, you will pay a premium. You will pay a premium for the costs because the industry is starting and the costs are high. If you wait and go too late, then you will not position yourself on this growing market. So this is a very big dilemma for the Moroccan government, but also for around the world, for all authorities, when to decide to go and when to decide to invest and to launch investment, huge investment in a new sector, energy sector. So the recommendation I will give, it's just some doubts and some points that I would like to share with you. we can define a 4-pillar strategy will be clearly communicated to the whole stakeholder. We can also define a realistic timeline taking into account both strengths but also weaknesses. We can also launch partnership between governments and industries. That is very interesting. We can't only define strategy in with the public or with the government. We have to develop a partnership and the discussion between the private and the public sector to define a very resilient strategy of hydrogen. So this is the 4-pillar of resilient hydrogen strategy. The first objective or pillar is to define a clear goals and objectives. This is very, very interesting because it's proven that this is the best way to catalyze industry growth. So a national strategy and its constituting policies and measures should have a clearly articulated goal and communicated succinctly and consistently. We have to communicate the goal and to communicate also the timeline. The second one is the high ambitions. We have to be high ambitious, but also to develop a progressive implementation. I will explain myself. It's linked with the dilemma of too early or too late. We have to clearly define a strategy and to communicate it in bold and ambitious manner, so all the stakeholder knows that we have a strategy, knows that we are positioning ourselves in the hydrogen economy, but we have also to implement this strategy with a progressive way, taking into account the costs, the development of costs, but also taking into account other sources of energy that we are using for the local economy. For example, we are developing gas strategy that will, in my opinion, will take about 10 or 15 years before the hydrogen will come. So we have to articulate between the two sources of energy. If we develop, for example, hydrogen infrastructure too early, we will have infrastructure of gas that are developed but are not amortized. So we have to articulate between the two strategies and to take into account where we are in Morocco, what are the source of energy we are using, what are the costs, what are the trend of the costs. But this implementation, this progressive implementation will have also a very good impact on Morocco, because we will have time for our industries to prepare themselves to local contents and to prepare themselves to take a part of this new economy. The third pillar is we have to be oriented in the beginning to the exports. But also not only exports, but exports with local manufacturers. I will explain myself. We are using in Morocco, in Moroccan industry, in Moroccan economy, we are using, for example, coal, and we will use in the future gas. We can't impose, for example, for this industry to use hydrogen for the next years. So we have to develop our hydrogen project for export first, and this will allow will avoid for local industries to pay early premium costs and to pay the high costs in the beginning. But also it will avoid for governments and for the local, for the public sector to develop, to lower the infrastructure costs for the Moroccan economy. For example, if we develop infrastructure for export projects in the beginning, then when we will develop some projects for local consumption, we will have already infrastructure that was developed and the costs will be amortized. So we will lower the costs for the Moroccan economy. But this is also will minimize the negative impact on export industries. For example, if we impose too early for our industry to use hydrogen, for example, for heating in their process, the cost will be higher, and we will not be competitive. And we know that Morocco, in Morocco, we have big issues with competitiveness. So first, we have to develop all the projects for the perspective of exports. The last pillar of this strategy will be a strong and incentive framework. What does mean? That means that we have to define a governance framework, a legal framework that is clear for all stakeholders, clear for our partner around the world, but also compatible with their framework. This is why we are discussing right now with our partner on how to define this legal framework in terms to be compatible with for example, with the European framework. And we have also to think what will be the role of governments and what will be the role of private sector. I think in
So it's 1 minute left, Mohammed.
Thank you. Okay. It's the calculation I will have. I think we have to only, for governments, we have only to define the direction, the vision, and to define the timeline, and we have to let to the industry to establish the projects and to define the projects and to define it's not the government who will develop the project. This is this was one of the mistaken trend we have in Morocco, that this is the government who launched the big project. We can do it in another manner, efficient manner. The government will only define the framework, and then this is the private sector who will take the mission to develop the project, the commercial part. It's more efficient, and it will avoid for the Moroccan finance to support the cost of development of this project. I think this is the last slide I have. So thank you very much. And of course, I'm ready if you have any question, and I'm ready also to go forward in the discussion. You have my email, so we can discuss if you have some remarks about what I presented. Thank you very much.